GEEKCASTER. I'm Michael and you're watching GeekCaster, everything sci-fi, fantasy, geek culture. And today we have our number one and number two guy. I won't say which one is which, but I'm sure they will tell you. We have Dayveonne, Bussey, and the one and only Corey Davis. How you guys doing today?
A shizzle.
Doing well, sir. How are you?
Awesome. Just enjoying the new studio and getting ready for the cons. That's right, we're coming back to the cons. That's right. But
yes,
I started watching this, and I know, Cora, I know you didn't finish watching it, but we got to talk about this because this hit hard. This was a very interesting show. And you know what you know which one I'm talking about, right?
I think so.
Yes, you do. Squid Games.
Figured.
Squid Games. So I saw the title and I was like, say it again?
Not just forget about me. Yeah, like, baby, did you watch Squid Game?
Did you watch Squid Game? The whole thing?
Yes, I watched the whole thing, but, you know.
Well, we're on team. We watched the whole thing. It's Corey that's left out in the rain. So, yes. But we won't go. Well, we don't want to give any spoilers anyway, so it's all good for us to talk about it. And Corey's gripe because it reminded too much of another Korean show. So
Japanese show. That was a Japanese show.
Really? Oh, the one that reminded you was a Japanese show.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Maybe they influence each other some way, somehow. All right, well, Squid Games is interesting because you got a bunch of people down and out, and they basically find themselves competing and gambling to make money. Thing is, what they lose, or potential to lose, is not just money, but you lose their lives, pretty much. It's either you win or you lose your life, basically.
Right.
So I thought it was great. I thought it was well done because a lot of the films that have that whole play for your life thing, or, you know, we're going to trap you, and like the Saw thing, you don't really care about the characters. You're pretty much every second waiting for someone to die and wondering in what way are they going to die. And that's it. Right. That's pretty much the interest that you have around it. And I thought this was great because there was actually character development. You don't see that in these type of series or I guess franchises, right? Mm-hmm. So that's my take on it. Dayveonne, what was your take on Squid Games?
Yeah, same way you explained it. Like, it was something different about it that basically drew you more, and it was just stand against the rest. And like you said, it was basically the character development for every single character that participate in this particular contest. You get to see their backstory. You do see emotions. It's not just, oh yeah, I'm going to stab you in the back, and you're like, okay, why do I care if you stab this individual in the back? But this actually gave certain characters a heart. Certain characters you basically love, and then there's other characters you hate. So it's a good show.
Yeah. Any kind of emotion that you can get for something that's make believe, right? I think people, you know, like the awards, and, you know, when they do all the walking on the red carpet, and, oh, you know, when I created this character, I was thinking, like, it's make believe, okay? Play pretend. But when you can do something, especially in this genre, you know, this whole horror slasher kind of thriller thing, and make you feel for a character, and then make you hate a character, and then feel for another one again, I think that was great. Very hard to do.
And I will say this real quick. It is a tearjerker in one of the episodes. A very hard tearjerker.
Actually,
there's a couple. There's
like 3 episodes out of the whole series where they have a little spot where you're like, but why?
Yeah.
But this is the thing.
Go ahead, Corey.
If you're used to Korean shows,
Mhm.
Korean shows do drama very, very well, unlike any other show. So we reviewed Alice in Borderland,
Mhm.
and it was more of the Japanese version of Saw in game format. This, however, took that same formula but dramatized it in a way that was captivating, and I thought that was excellent.
I
think that's what's going to draw a lot of people is the dramatics of it.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Are there any other series out now today that gives you that kind of grit, that kind of feeling?
As far as a Korean drama show?
Yeah, I mean, just having so many elements, because it wasn't that much funny elements in there. It pretty much stayed in the tone of suspense, horror, and drama. But even just being able to do that successfully is not an easy thing to do. And then not to be bored. Like, they didn't push it too far where you're like, okay, enough. What are you doing? Which is difficult to write that.
This is my thing though. If you watch Korean drama shows or K shows, this is in that same genre where you care about the characters, they build feelings, they pull you into this world, and you're just like, what's going to happen next? You're not like excited like I saw, like, oh my God, who's going to die next? You're more interested in how are they going to survive, or how do they live and thrive in the world that this K-drama show has created. There's plenty of K-drama shows like that, like Sons of the Descendant, a list to go on, but this is just its own thing on Netflix, and it's giving a wider audience into what K-drama shows are.
And also, to be honest with everybody, it is booming right now on Facebook. A lot of people I noticed are talking about it. Like, it's really popular right now.
But this is the thing. Korean drama shows have always been popular, and we've been digesting it in other forms. And it's about time that they get their due. Because they do drama shows like no other country can do a drama show. And putting it on Netflix, the biggest global streaming service, only made sense. And I can foresee more people getting into more Korean drama shows because of this show.
Okay. And again, I hear you and I feel you, but I don't want to lose the magic on what was done. It's not just that they have drama. It's the fact that it still was a gruesome, action-packed, suspenseful kind of thing. You know, it's the balance between the two. But, you know,
but that's what I draw the line.
But I just don't go on the sort of, well, they do drama well. That's not the point, because it wasn't a drama show. It was all these elements together. So even that stands out from even other Korean shows, no?
No, it does.
No.
No?
It's the same formula. Like, okay, so when you watch Korean drama shows, they can take a seemingly ordinary topic, like, let's say America Has Grey's Anatomy, and the K-drama version of that would be light years apart. Just like this is light years apart away from Alice in Borderland, a show that we talked about again. So they do have the formula of taking these elements and creating it in your own world, and you just get so captivated into it. No matter what kind of show you could think, a space show, an alien show, a time travel show, Korean dramas do drama very, very well. And this is another example of them executing the dramatics of a genre, if that makes any sense.
It does, but that's not what I was saying. I'm not talking about the drama for the drama's sake. I'm talking about
Right.
like
All the elements that they bring
I wanted to see, like you saw the special effects when you see someone's brain smashing on the floor. Like there's other elements that were done so well that you don't see. You tend to is usually that's what the whole film or series is about, and you do not care about the characters. So I'm talking about character development and caring, not necessarily the drama per se. But let's move on, because this can't be the whole show of talking about that.
The other people was like, yeah, we watch K-drama, we know what you're saying.
We get it. Let's move on, Mr. Fancy Pants. And I agree with her. I agree with you 100%. I wonder what our so while we do the show, folks, we do see messages and sometimes things on there. Corey, you're on the Twitch.
Yes.
Is anybody saying shut up, move on, or are they like?
Nope. We got some viewers.
Cool. Excelente. Okie dokie. So we do. What else we got going on over here? Let's see what is next on the list for today's show. But yeah, people watch it. Watch, and Corey finish it, and Dayveonne, we saw it already, so we're ahead of the curve there.
Leave me behind.
Random film, no sudden move. This is purely just a mob kind of gangster thing. But Don Cheadle knocked it out the park, and Benicio del Toro. It's good. It was good. So, and in GeekCaster, we will talk about some other random films, or at least suggest them for you guys to check out. So that's definitely something that you guys should check out right there. Now, Dune is coming out, and they keep trying to poke us with trailers with Dune. Batman trailers, Batman's coming out. And also, Dayveonne, you mentioned another film that's buzzing that people want to check out. You mentioned it earlier today, actually. I'm trying to remember. But if you remember, just mention it. But do you guys even want to see Dune? Do you want to see Batman? Are you...
Batman, yes. Doom, not too much. And
What?
I'm not a Doom person.
You have to watch the original film. You just have to.
Just to let people know I'm not a Doom person.
So once they said that they're coming out with Dune, I went back and rewatched the original. There were so many elements of that first Dune film that I think was way ahead of its time that people just weren't ready for. Okay. And now that I seen the trailer and it's like, oh, okay, you're bringing this back and you're doing this. We're in that cycle. It's really amazing to see how far we've come from old sci-fi movies to new sci-fi movies. And yes, I'm excited for the new Batman movie.
Yes. What's the one I'm looking for? Oh crap! The Marvel movie.
Shang-Chi.
Marvel? No, not that. That was good, but not that. That was really good. I'm not talking bad about it.
What movie are you talking about? That's upcoming?
Yeah. Is it not Inhumans? What's
Eternals?
Eternals? I'm thinking Inhumans. I don't know where that came from. Eternals, and also No Way Home. Oh, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I figured that's where you were going with it.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Okay.
When does that come out?
That should be coming out in...
While he's thinking about that, if you want to watch No Set of Movies right now, you can go watch it on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. And so we're not jumping around, but I am going to jump a little back on the Dune. They're supposed to do like 7 films because of or several films, because there's so much material to be covered with Dune to tell the full story. And that's one of the problems that they had with the first film, Corey, that you're mentioned, not only they were ahead of their time with trying to push the technology as much possible what they can do, because they were limited. They didn't have all the CG and CGI and stuff, but also there was so much material, and they had to really, well, what story are we going to tell? Because so many bits they left out. So allegedly, this sea of films with Dune are going to cover as much possible with the book, the backstory. Why are they looking for this spice, and who's the king, and who? I think they're trying to do a whole what's that with the dragon and the different houses? Game of Thrones. They're trying to do a Game of Thrones thing where, okay, we're gonna tell everything, we're gonna stretch it out, but we're gonna do it in a series of movies rather than, a series. I think they tried to do a series before.
With Dune?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt as though if they would have just executed, we probably would have more Dune fans like we have Star Wars fans.
Hey.
It was that good of a movie. Like, I know a lot of people are like, what is this? If you actually go back and watch the original movie, it holds up. It does hold up to today's standards. It's odd.
Yeah. Okay, so I did find out the date for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So it's going to fall on March 25th, 2022, which is the week of my birthday.
Did you just change the subject again? No, we stopped.
No. I did not change the subject. I just basically told me to look it up.
He did. Corey did do that. You did it, Corey.
Yeah.
Again, you are to blame, Corey. See how that works?
Yes.
See how that works?
Yes.
All right, let's move away from Dune. Batman, do we had enough of Batman, or is this just not going to be, the expectation is just not high? Because I don't know, even Batman fans are not amped on this Batman. They're going to see it because they like Batman, or they don't like the casting. Dayveonne. What you? But you disagree with a lot of the fans. You disagree with them.
If you're a true comic book person and you know what they're doing with this Batman, you're amped. You are amped. That's all I have to say. Because we already know who's the villain in this film is. They doing the hush aspect of this film, of this Batman. And if you ever read the comic book of Hush, guess who's Hush? The Riddler. So you already got Catwoman, you already got the young Batman. They're doing this in a young phase because this is the first time Batman actually interacted with the Riddler.
So not to do any spoilers in my review, I think we're at a time in society where a lot of people are just watching movies for the sake of watching movies. And there are a lot of people who know of Batman who aren't that deep into the comics, but they enjoy the movies. Yeah. They have been let down with previous Batman who could
We're not going to talk about George Clooney and...
Right. So once it was announced that Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman, everyone came out of the woodworks. He's not going to be Batman, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. However, I do think that at this point in time, we do need a refresher or a retaking of the genre and give it a new chance in a new light. And everything that they're doing with this film shows exactly that. So I am pretty interested. A lot of people aren't because they've been let down before. But once they watch it, I guarantee you this is going to be one of the most talked about Batman movies.
Right. And I agree with you 100% because a lot of people are expecting, all right, Ben Affleck is Batman. That's the final straw. Let Ben Affleck be Batman. There's different stories to tell about Batman, and Ben Affleck don't have to play a younger version of Batman or whatever. And you got to also realize there's a different universe of Batman. That's why we got the Flash coming out.
I'm more excited if they actually announce we can bring back Michael Keaton and do the Batman Beyond movie where he's old Batman taking care of the new, younger Batman. That would be exciting. If we could team up Robert Pattinson with Michael Keaton, have that element, that would be great because a lot of people were fans of the animation.
But wait, did you say Robert Pattinson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how he's gonna be Batman? Batman Beyond, if he's already playing the younger version of Batman.
I'm just saying that could be like a new film, or if they want to retake it that way, because like you said, we have so many Batman
That is
universes
true.
and so many stories to tell. A lot of people do want that instead of another Batman movie with the potential of being disappointed. If we can give them a new light, hey, you watched the cartoon in the 90s. Since we're bringing back all the 90s stuff, let's bring back Batman Beyond. Here's old Michael Keaton as old Batman as you want it. Here's a young Batman.
I mean, it's obvious from the trailer he's going to be more violent, more physical with the people he. Not like boom, 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 I knocked you out. No, he's like, hey, I'm punishing you, which makes more sense. You know what? I will know within the first 20 minutes of the film. Actually, no, I know within the first 5 minutes of how he plays Batman, the first 5 minutes of how he plays Bruce Wayne, if he's a good Batman or not.
I'm also looking at it as the James Bond experiment. They made the newest James Bond more violent than all the previous other James Bond. And right now, Daniel Craig is the most popular James Bond. If Robert Pattinson takes that same exact formula, which I think they're going to do, make this Batman more violent, he's going to be the most popular Batman that we've ever talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I see him going in that direction.
And you know what? As simple as what you said, I agree with you 100%. Especially because he is the underdog character to have that role. By the way, Ben Affleck wasn't that bad.
No.
I don't understand why, I get it before he got it. I get it. But his execution was limited by the script. And yeah, I'll just leave it at by what was put together. There was only but so much he can do. And I would say the same thing with George Clooney. They give him George Clooney is really Batman. In the sense that he was like, think about, well, you know what? Let me put it this way. George Clooney was Bruce Wayne. He was the real life Bruce Wayne. He was a bachelor, I know he eventually got married, but he was like, I'm going to be a bachelor forever. I'm successful. Like, he technically was Bruce Wayne. But the thing is, he wasn't allowed to really be Batman in that film. He was only, in fact, when they made that film, they had a lot of issues with directors, writers, producers, because they basically wanted his movie to be a toy commercial. And that's what it really was. So, I mean, the only one that really got a chance to kind of go in on the Batman side was Christian Bale, and I think he wasn't really a good Bruce Wayne. Because it was like Batman pretending to be Bruce Wayne instead of the split personality kind of thing. Dayveonne, your head is glowing. What are you thinking? Oh, he froze. Wow, between them.
You disgusted him that bad that he just froze.
Wow.
Wait, can you hear me?
We can barely hear you and you froze. Technology is not your friend today.
I know. But I will say this much. There were more people that stated that Christian Bale was a better Bane than he was a Batman.
A better what?
Bruce Wayne.
Interesting.
I can see with them.
I could see in the very first one because he kind of played the snot-nosed, bratty kind of thing, which he was supposed to do, right? So that kind of made more sense. And there was a little bit more shine to that because they had to do that because that's part of the character, at least at that time before he became Batman, that transition. But they dropped the ball on that. So we'll see what happens. Because even with this new Batman. Okay, boom, he's going to be a brawler, which is in the universe, one of the Batman, which totally makes sense for him to be very aggressive. I mean, he's punishing all of the criminals, right? The psychology behind it, right? So that does kind of make sense. But if they do a really good Batman, which I think with Corey, you're right. As long as he's more violent and he fits in the suit, it'll work. But if they do another one with him, where do they grow from there? And that's always the problem. They don't know where to go with it.
Well, yeah, there's so many elements. Like, we know he's a master detective. We know that he's a billionaire playboy. We know that he knows every martial arts. He's a master of every martial arts known. There's so many things that they can do with him, and now that we can explore that area, I think they're going to do a good job. However, spoiler, Robert Pattinson and the director said they will never work with each other again, so we may not even have that.
Wow. That happened already?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, the thing is, the problem with that is if it does well, they're keeping him. They're just getting rid of the director, so I don't know.
It's my Michael Keaton and Robert Pattinson can still work out.
Wow. All right, what's your social media, guys?
Dayveonne, Bussey, all the things except for...
And what he said, even though we can't hear him, is Dayveonne Bussey. You can find him on IG. And Corey, what is yours?
You can find me, Corey Davis, at IamGT3 on all of the things.
Excellent. Now, Michael7, Michael on IG. You're watching GEEKCASTER. Thank you so much, and enjoy us on cable. Enjoy us online. Hit us up. Go to geekcaster.com. You can watch old shows and new shows, as well as our live stream on Twitch, which is also going to geekcaster.com, or you could watch it directly on Twitch. So thank you so much, and we will talk to you guys. See you guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to New York Comic Con. Yep. You'll check us out there. We're doing it. It's happening.